So, what are the issues pushing so many young people to the right?
I was very upset that the last administration let so many illegal immigrants into this country.
Whenever Biden got in, everything went up. Prices, gas, diesel. I drive diesel, and diesel went up like crazy.
Freedom of speech, freedom for everybody, especially for me in my theology school, just being able to talk about Christ more often.
My dad's in the military, and I really like military. So, and all of my friends are going into it right now.
You're of military age. What if Donald Trump called you up to go invade Greenland?
Then I guess we're invading Greenland.
So look at these people, right? That girl, the one who said the illegal immigration, she was like really interesting because she was like, oh, it's like she was talking about like this girl right here. Okay. She's like, oh, yeah, let me tell you. Oh, yeah, I don't like the immigration thing, but like it was really weird. The way she said it, it was like if you had asked her, you know, well, tell me about the immigration situation. Really, I feel like the only thing she would have offered is that Biden has left the border open, which wasn't true. Like, it felt like her immigration take was uninvestigated. Like, that's what I really think that these Trump voters are, is they're talking point political people, which means if something comes up that triggers them, like, you know, the border's open and women are getting raped. Oh, I don't want women to get raped. That's bad. So now I don't like the guys that let the open border and are getting women raped. But she has done no research to find out that, oh, supposedly 20 million came in and there's like 3 rapes. Okay, that's so something's wrong here. And wait, 20 million came in, but like states aren't flooded. Like if 20 million really came in, that would mean that like Wyoming doubled in size. That would mean 1 in every 16 persons is an, you know, undocumented person. While I'm on campus here, 1 out of every 16 people here ain't fucking undocumented. So clearly something's up. These numbers aren't adding up.
I was very upset that the last administration let so many illegal immigrants into this country.
Whenever Biden got in, everything went up. Prices, gas, diesel. I drive diesel, and diesel went up like crazy.
See, that's crazy. Even with the guy, it's like when Biden got in, everything went up. But it was like, yo, homie, did you notice that there was a pandemic? Like, did the pandemic, right? Was there a situation with the pandemic that may have affected that?
Freedom of speech, freedom for everybody, especially for me in my theology school, just being able.
See this though, right here? This is another reason though, right here. Some of the issue is this. This is really the thing that's drawn to MAGA. Why? Because this says white people superior, women belong in the home, no LGBTQ people. And it also says that like it's okay to go in and kill people if you're doing it for the right reasons. You can kill and you can like dominate and you're okay. Imperialism's not bad. Colonialism's not bad if you're doing it for the right reasons. If you take power over somebody and you're doing it for the right reasons, it's okay. All of this fucking cross is what's polluted all their minds.
I'm out of touch. The last time I was on a college campus, I was playing GoldenEye in the dorm.
Okay.
Do you know GoldenEye?
I don't know GoldenEye.
Is being conservative
I played GoldenEye. That was 99.
cool? No?
I wouldn't say it's cool. I feel like it's just the right way to do things now.
It's not cool. It's just morally superior.
Oh, absolutely.
Woke? Cool?
Pretty annoying, honestly.
America first. Cool?
I think America first is cool, absolutely.
Gulf of America?
Cool. Gulf of America.
You see, though, it's all white guys, right? Didn't he say they're at Texas A&M? So it's like white culture, right? It's white culture.
No, Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street. Wolf of Wall Street is in.
Always been in.
Is it an in because we understand it's a satire, or we just like the financial crisis of it all?
I think it's just how much he actually was able to get away with.
Oh, so
Dude, Wolf of Wall Street, yikes, right? The Wolf of Wall Street's a great movie, but like the guys in that movie are horrible fucking people, right? They're horrible, horrible, horrible fucking people. And like, but if you're watching Wolf of Wall Street and wanting to like be like that guy, like that ain't good.
See it as a hero's journey.
I think I see it as a hero's journey, yeah.
Good to know.
White, college, indoctrinated women will ruin America if we let them. Most college degrees are meaningless, and most of you guys are being totally scammed by being here.
I'm sorry, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified.
What makes Charlie Kirk so effective on a campus like this?
I just think it's all the research he's done, all the statistics that he has to back it up.
I think he just really knows his stuff.
I got so tired of this not being able to speak my mind. So I needed to find people that actually knew how to say things to I'm forgetting the words, I'm sorry.
You needed somebody to be more articulate for you.
Yes, because you see me like right now, I can't put words together. So
You're looking for somebody to put words in your mouth.
yes.
Gotcha.
Well, not like that exactly.
That's not, well, that's what I was doing right there.
Yes.
What I'm talking about is what Charlie Kirk kind of does inside.
Yes, yes.
Yes, he puts the words in your mouth.
Yeah, making enough sense for me so I memorize what he says, then I can freely say it to
Exactly.
to that.
So basically,
Jesus. Make enough sense for me so I can memorize what he says and then just say what Charlie Kirk says. And like, dude, again, it's like they just want somebody to do the thinking for them because they're basing everything on an emotional reaction, right? Tell me how to feel. I just know that, like, I hate the world because nobody will fucking talk to me because I'm a religious freak weirdo that looks like he crawled out of an underground bunker. But Charlie Kirk told me that I'm the good guy, right? Dude. Oh my God, bro. What the fuck are we doing, dude? But you'll notice, though, every person they've talked to is white. Like, they don't even realize that Charlie is coming and selling them white Christian supremacy. And they, as white Christians, are like, oh, Charlie's telling us we're the most powerful people here. And it feels good to be told that I am all powerful and everybody else is the cause of the problems. That's what they don't realize is going on. There is a transaction that they are white Christians and they feel really powerless and they're struggling. And Charlie comes in and says, you white Christians, you're the powerful ones. And you should be able to dominate everybody and everything. And anybody who says otherwise or anybody who says, oh, what about my rights? Like, fuck them. They're trying to fuck you over. And they're like, that feels good. Because I don't like it. You know what I mean? I don't like it when those woke people, why is that black guy a pilot? I'm supposed to be the pilot, right? Dude, oh my God. What the
so I spoke with a few members of the Tampa Bay Young Republicans. The name change to Gulf of America, is that important?
Oh, definitely, yeah. I think everyone has a generational shift, you know?
Dude, the Tampa Bay Young Republicans, dude. Look at these fucking guys, bro. Jesus. Dude. The fucking Tampa Bay dumb Republicans. Yeah, no, it's the educated women that aren't buying into this. But look at these guys. Jesus Christ, bro. How is the name change important? It's not important. It's symbolic, right? You know what I mean? Like, it's like conquering, man. You know what I'm saying? Because these guys are like Mexico. So now we took Mexico and we made it America. The Gulf of America, we dominated. That's our body of water. It's our water. Fuck you. If you want to can put your feet in it, you gotta ask us for permission. So it's the Gulf of America, bro. Yeah, now I'm gonna go stick my dick in a cantaloupe and fucking move it back and forth a whole bunch of times, right? And then my buddy's gonna high five me, right? And we're gonna go sniff Trump's ass and fucking dude. Look at these guys, though. Holy shit, dude. These guys, each one of them has a fucking restraining order that won't let them within 500 yards of a school. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Well, you had the baby boomers. They went through the World War II. They had their thing. You know, I think our generation, the big thing is having our stamp on the world is okay.
So the greatest generation took Normandy, and this generation took the Gulf of America.
Yes, sir.
I needed to know, what are their actual core values?
We want a small government oversight. We want strong economy,
strong families, and love for the nation.
We're kind of just pushing towards a world where those different things, such as men being women in different sports. We see girls are getting injured all the time in high school sports and all that.
So when it comes to women,
dude, these guys, like when asked about their real values, like the three of them couldn't string a fucking sentence together that actually had any actual like values. Like that guy, that fucking idiot, what was he talking about? Saying something about a whole bunch of women are getting injured in sports? Not from trans people, you fucking weirdo. Yeah, no, the transphobia is the first thing in. But like, goddamn, dude, they're so brain dead.
In sports, you're approaching this from like, we need to respect women.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, in a lot of senses, it seems like women are being kind of deleted.
So you guys recently invited Andrew Tate to come and speak to your group.
We said we'd be open for it.
Yeah, there you go. Right? They're like, oh yeah, the transgender sports issue is about respecting women. Oh yeah, Andrew Tate's coming to speak to the club tomorrow. Right? And they don't see, right? You know what I mean? Andrew Tate, like the countless pieces of footage of him talking about beating up women and raping them and abusing them. They're like, yeah, no, that's all fine. But holy shit, there's a trans woman, right? Dude, that's how you know that it's fucking bullshit, right? They don't care about women. I mean, we know they don't like trans women because they're attracted to them and they're afraid that means they're gay, right? And for whatever reason, they're worried about being gay. See, here's one thing though, guys, that I have to say. I have to toot my own horn here for a minute, because what is amazing, no matter what happens from here on out, guys, okay, whether my political career takes off, whether this channel is a success, doesn't matter, because at the time this guy, this motherfucker Andrew Tate was blowing up, I was blowing up in Fortnite, and I ended up in a Discord call with him where to his face, I told him how bullshit he is. Like, don't even get in my face with that shit. But like, dude, I got to go head to head with this guy and tell him off. That is like, I feel like that completed a circle. No matter what happens, at least I have that, dude. And then shortly after that, he got deplatformed too, which was amazing. Dude, it was beautiful. He is trash. He is absolute trash.
What discussion did you want with Andrew Tate?
So it's not really a discussion we want with him. We just want to get different opinions out there, and then we
Clicks.
talk to obviously clicks.
100%. I mean, the more people that are looking at us at Tampa Bay Young Republicans and also seeing the kind of conversations that we do have, the better it is for our organization.
But they're looking at you because you invited an alleged human trafficker. Were Jake and Logan Paul too likable for an invite?
They're not likable.
No. So like, what was it? What was the conversation you wanted to have with Andrew Tate?
I don't want to sit here and give someone that has inappropriate values a platform.
Not your goal. You're just like, let's give Andrew Tate a platform. Tell me about choking a bitch. Should I go from behind or should I approach from the front?
It's not like we're here supporting any of that gross rhetoric. That's not something.
Oh, we're not supporting it. We're just inviting it over so we can fucking give him the double tug, right? Oh, shit.
You understand, you are.
Most of the members said that they did not want Andrew Tate on.
Sure.
So then he never came on. So it's kind of, it seems kind of weird that you're on here just kind of pressing us about Andrew Tate when the majority of Tampa Bay Young Republicans said, hey, we don't want him here, and then he never came on. That would have been for attention to spark discourse, but it didn't happen.
Here's the deal. You're in the discourse now. You utilize his name and fame to grab attention towards the Tampa Bay Young Republicans. And now here we are in it, and it feels as if you want to distance yourself from it, which to me feels a lot like the MAGA movement.
It was an Instagram post that said, do you guys want Andrew Tate here?
That's not what it said.
It's not.
No, that's not what it said,
Yeah,
right? It said, we formally invite him to speak to our group.
We want to see what's going on. Like, hey, why are you coming here? Are you expecting to do the same thing here? Is it, hey, we know we can get away with stuff? What's the reason he thinks he can come here?
Oh, dude, they are trying to distance themselves. I don't know. I was a little disappointed that it didn't really seem to offer any way forward. right? Which is what's hard about this. I think it's one of the most challenging things sort of facing this is figuring out what is the way forward, okay? Because it's easy to write everybody off for their stupidity and for their chadness and shit. And you know, I do the same thing, but in the end, the reality is like, you know, there is a large group of young white men and some young men of color that are growing up sort of resentful and angry, and they're looking for somebody to tell them who to take that out on. And these guys will come in and say, yeah, take it out on women, take it out on immigrants, take it out on the gay people. You know what I'm saying? Take it out on the trans people and worship these violent dudes. And, you know, violence is okay if you're doing it for the right reasons. And like, God bless you and all that. And it's like feeding something for them. But, you know, what can we do in the meantime? What is a way forward where you can reach those? How can you reach those resentful people without, you know, just blame? It's really interesting because there was somebody who said it early on. It was the journalist. This guy, right? Watch this guy. It was this journalist right here. Watch this part.
I think that they're building out political ideologies from these personal lessons.
They're training and they're discovering who they are. And it's like, oh, I'm the kind of person who really wants ICE to deport a third grader to Ecuador.
What they would say is, I don't want to hear any excuses for why things go wrong in your life.
You see that? I don't want to hear any excuses for how things go wrong in your life. They're being cultivated with this idea of like no excuses, and yet their entire worldview is about blaming some other for the situation. And that's really, I feel like that right there is the conundrum, is they're being groomed to have this like no excuses, man, right? You got to man up, but everything that's hurting me is these immigrants and these gay people, and so we have to ship you out, but no excuses. But it's like this weird dichotomy where they're being groomed to believe that it is about self-reliance and making it on your own, but at the same time, they're only achieving that self-reliance and that power by othering some group of people that are the cause of their ills. And that's really f***ed up, because the reality is that whole self-reliance thing would be some type of realization that you look inward. You look inward, right? We should be looking at ourselves for these solutions of making the world a better place and becoming a better human, becoming more empathetic. Even if a situation where, you know, they're telling you to not like immigrants, and then you should say, okay, why is being told to not like immigrants causing me to have such a visceral reaction? And why is that feeling like, yeah, right? You know, like kind of like, for example, we could look at MMA itself. Like MMA, there's guys punching guys, and you'll see faces like break open, and people are like, yeah. But when I look at why I feel good watching violence, I realize, wow, that's actually a really destructive part of my being. That, like, yes, though I understand when I feel powerless and weak and scared, seeing somebody split somebody's fucking face open can sometimes feel a tiny bit empowering, but it's not real empowerment. It's actually a sort of darker impulse of, like, you know, massaging away my fear. But they don't ever look inward, right? They don't ever look inward. They are constantly focused on like looking outward. And it, I don't know, there's something about this that it really resonated with me. What they're doing is they're developing a code of self-reliance, but then they are externalizing that self-reliance onto everyone around them, where like their self-reliance means you're taking advantage of them or you're causing problems for them, right? Instead of their self-reliance being about like everything they don't like about the world is connected to something going on in them. You know what I mean? And I mean, it's all of us. You know what I'm saying? I mean, capitalism just comes to mind for me as one of the main things, because we all want to be rich or powerful. We want more money. We want to have power. We want to have this success. And yet the very act of doing that in the capitalist society is like hurting people. It's like if you become a multimillionaire in America, you're just holding a huge number of people in poverty in doing it. It's like that's just how capitalism works. I think there's been a culture of like exercising your dominance that has really resonated young men where they grew up wanting to exercise their dominance. And they've been sort of like, the gaming world has been one of those spaces where that's been fed. And that's why I think gaming and some of these dominance influencers overlap, because ultimately people just want to have power and they want to exercise some fucking dominance, right? And so much of our life is about submission. You go to work, you maybe hate your boss, you maybe hate your job, but you need the fucking money and you have to just submit day in and day out. You may disagree with the rules at your job, but you submit day in and day out, right? And then along the way, you sacrifice some of your principles, you know? And like, it's like there is some connection there that like everybody is spending so much time submitting, especially men, young men, they have to submit to the rules and the regulations and the jobs and the fucking bullshit. And then they just want to exercise their dominance somewhere. And then these guys come in and say, yeah, you can, you know, control your woman, or you can call people the F slur, call them the R slur, use the bad words, them, like rebel against them, take control, right? Fucking take money, take, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. There's something about that. There's something about that dominance and submission that I feel like the answer is in there somewhere. And I don't know what it is. But it's hard, though, because capitalism is non-consensual and capitalism is violence. It is violence when you think about it, because it's like a bloodthirsty competition to not end up dead, to not end up homeless, right? If you fail at capitalism, you could end up homeless. You end up dead. You end up in a fucking tent. What is up, guys? Thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, you want to support independent resistance media, you know what to do. Drop that sub, hit the like button, and please share it. And we do love our members, so if you want to become a member, it's another really great way to support. Thanks again for everything, guys. I'll see you next time. Let's go.